Before this video begins, I would just like to say I was a very immature person growing up. A lot of the things in this video I am not proud of, but it still makes an interesting story to talk about. And that's why I decided to talk about it for this video. And who knows, maybe somebody will learn from it. Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to talk about how creepy and dickish I was as a child. In other words, I'm going to talk about my love life. So the first girl I thought I caught feelings for was more like a, I guess it's called like a puppy love thing, because like I was in 3rd grade at the time. And basically this girl was just really nice to me, which, by the way guys, a girl can be nice to you without liking you, just so you know. A guy and a girl can be friends. I know, that's a shocker. But this girl, we'll call her Eva, and she was like the most oh my god, fuck you dude. She was like the most stereotypical extroverted girl ever at that time. Like I feel like when you're a child you probably fall under a stereotype of some kind, but like I was the exact opposite of that. I walked alone in school. Like I was a lone wolf, and I considered myself very edgy, mind you. I was so tough, you know. But anyway, I didn't really have a lot of friends, and she one day saw me just walking alone and was like, hey, and talked to me about something. I don't know how she got me talking. Like, honestly, what the fuck? Or whatever, he probably has strength. Honestly, it's kind of impressive that she did, because I barely talked to anybody back then. But, I got the wrong idea, because after that, she started treating me almost like a project, it seemed like. Every day she would go up to me in school and find me and be like, hey, and get me talking again. I really can't remember any of the conversations I had with the poor girl. I say poor girl because one day I was like, hey, she likes me. I know she likes me. So that must mean I like her. Well, buddy, that's not how it works. Even if she did like me, which, as I said before, where did my sword go? Did he just punch my sword away? I think he did. Either that or I accidentally pressed Q. Which, by the way, she wasn't into me. So I decided to go confess to her. Or what a 3rd grader would call a confession, which was like, oh, dearest Eva, I like you. And Eva goes, what? Why? I don't like you. And I will remember that forever. Little Alan remembered that. And little Alan panicked and was like, oh, what? I don't like you. That was just a prank, bro. I actually hate you. Bye. And he ran for the hills. Little Alan ran for the hills after that. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get this kill. I can't. Oh. Okay. Anyway, she never talked to me again. Rightfully so. I wouldn't want to talk to me either, and I still feel bad for that to this day. But anyway, the second girl that I ended up falling for I was also in 3rd grade that year for. And basically it was kind of the same situation, because I didn't learn my lesson. Except this time I was the one that initiated the niceness. I sat down next to her on the bus because I saw that she was alone, and I started talking to her about my stories that I was writing at the time, which when I was in 3rd grade I thought I was going to be a writer. None of my stories actually panned out. I mean, I do like roleplay scripts now occasionally. I wouldn't really count that as writing. Die. Sweet, I just got a pearl. Yay! My chances of survival have increased, never mind. No, no, no. No, you die. You die. You don't get to live. There you go. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, I sat down next to her on the bus and, like, we became friends. Kinda. Because she decided to continue sitting next to me from then on for, like, a few weeks. And one day, I was like, oh, she's sitting down next to me. She must like me, even though I'm the one that originally initiated the friendship. And I had no means of being like, oh yes, I like you, so therefore I'm gonna make the moves. No. For some reason, I thought because she continued to sit next to me after I initiated the sit down, that must mean that she just likes me. Clearly that's how it works. But no, that's not how it works. You fucking moron. Because she did say yes to me, but like a few weeks later, she broke up with me because she only said yes to me because she didn't want to lose our friendship, which, you know, you shouldn't do. But like, she was a child, I was a child, you know, and like a child, I threw a fit because she broke up with me, and I'm just so upset. But yeah, that was the first relationship, quote unquote, that I've ever been in. And then after that, my next quote unquote relationship was when I was in 6th grade. What? What? Where'd you get a pearl from, buddy? That ain't right. Okay. I was in 6th grade when I got with my next relationship. And it was the babysitter's daughter, who was my age. So, yeah, we kind of hit it off, if you want to call it that. It was more so I made a bet with my mother, and I was like, Mother, I am going to get the babysitter's daughter to like me. And she was like, sure. Like, she even doubted my skills. But yeah, she ended up going out with me, and I'm not going to talk too much about this story because it's kind of sad. But basically, this family proceeded to try to mold me into basically another child for them. They started turning me against my own family, and did some harm to me mentally. We'll just say that. Just, if you're ever in a situation like that, talk to your parents. I know you're a guy, but like, your opinion still matters. And if you say no, that still means no. But yeah, now that that's talked about, we can go back to some more lighthearted banter. After that, I got into some... Okay. No, I don't want to fight you. I don't want to fight you. Really don't. Okay. You understood. I said I don't want to fight. I said I don't. Oh, if he didn't have those stupid fucking pearls. Okay. But yeah. Moving on to how my first online relationship went, if you want to even call it that. I want to say I was 12 at the time. I met her while playing Minecraft, and we basically became close friends through another friend, and then we ended up dating. I believe she actually asked me out. But that relationship didn't really go far. We were more friends than we were anything else. and we just kind of played Minecraft a whole bunch, really, and just hung out. So that relationship ended after a month, and we just kept hanging out. But shortly after the relationship ended, because I'm not allowed to have a happy ending, I went on and got frustrated because she became trans, female to male, which I accept people that do that. The reason of my frustration at the time was because I was too immature to understand that she was doing this, or he was doing this for himself. Jason was became trans female to male for his own reasons, and at the time, the only explanation that made sense in my immature little head was, "Oh my gosh, I was such a bad partner that she felt like she needed to become a he." That's not how that works. You're not that important to someone's identity. They will make their decision based off very important things. You know, like, fuck. Anyway, that turned into a fight that shouldn't have happened. I said some things that would get me canceled. And, yeah, it was a whole fiasco. But later, we made up. And now we occasionally still text each other every couple of years to, like, see how each other are doing, see how life's going in, like, Texas versus where I'm at. And, yeah. Ultimately, the moral of that story was I should have been a better person. I was a horrible person. And arguably, I deserved any bit of flashback I got in that whole situation from, like, friends at the time and all that. But moving on to the... God, I said it was going to be more lighthearted, and then I hit you with that story. I lied to you. All right, let's go ahead and do the Skywars match really quick, and then we'll move on to talk about something else. Pants! I needed that. Just me and, like, these two? Tell me this chest hasn't been looted. Yes! Uh-oh. Yeah, you can stay over there, bozo. No! I had, like, no armor. Whatever. Okay. Well, now we're gonna move on to another relationship I should not have gone into, which was when I was 15. I did another online relationship with someone we're gonna call this person Max. Now, Max, at the time, I thought they were 14 because they told me that they were 14, but I soon found out that they were actually 13. And that was after I had already gotten with them. So, after receiving this knowledge, I was like, okay, I've been lied to. I feel like I've been wronged. And I put a lot of distance between me and Max. I should have broke up with Max right then and there, but I was too immature, as with a lot of the stories that I've been talking about here. Can I get this kill? No! No, I was so close to getting that kill. Alright. But anyway, I would also put ideas in their head about potentially trying to seek a in-person relationship with someone from the school and whatnot. I would encourage them that, like, hey, if it ever turns out that you don't actually like me and you want to be with someone else, that is totally fine. You should do that. And somehow they didn't really pick up on the fact that I was not interested in a potentially long-term relationship with them. But yeah. Also, that match sucked. So anyway, a little bit later, we'll call this person in the friend group at the time Radish, because I hate radishes. So Radish was dating Kai, who was at the time identifying as trans female to male. And I was catching feelings for Kai. Because Kai and I were hanging out quite a bit, and Kai and I would sometimes flirt. Okay, mostly innocently. But it was ultimately one of us to do, really. So, like, it ended up turning into kind of an inside joke, and, like, everybody was laughing about it, you know? And, like, they all started flirting with each other in the friend group as well. But eventually, Radish had the bright idea to, without Kai's permission, go and ask out me and Max for a poly relationship. So this idea sounded amazing to me, because I knew that this relationship would crash and burn, because none of us really had anything in common besides we're all friends that play Minecraft. But that would also give me a chance to get closer with Kai if it all went through. So I then, like, proceeded to talk it over with Max, and we agreed that we wanted to do the poly relationship. And when that happened, okay, I'm gonna kill this guy really quick. No. Okay, buddy. Why weren't you taking any knockback? Look. So I ended up asking out Kai, and I ended up asking out Radish in 2 separate DMs to see if, like, they still wanted to go through with it. Now, that's when I found out Kai didn't have any knowledge that Radish asked both me and Max out. But anyway, this relationship began, and it ended up falling apart shortly later. I believe it only lasted 3 months, but how it ended was Max went and decided that me, Radish, and Kai, who was now identifying as, well, now going by a different name, Mason. Me, Radish, and Mason were going to become adults before Max, and Max would still be in freshman year of high school. So Max left, which, thank God. How did I not get a kill there? Oh, I did get the kill, just delayed. Because he decided to take the void instead of fall damage. Anyhow, Radish ended up leaving because me and Mason were getting way too close. And actually had me break up with Mason for Radish. So, like, tell Mason that I am breaking up with you guys, because you guys are closer than I am with you guys. Even though it was her idea in the first place to make it a whole thing. Yeah. Fast forward a few years, Mason is now identifying as she, they, and is going by Sin. And she is actually here, and I'll edit in a little voice clip of her talking later. Would you like to say the few words? Okay, I don't have to edit it in. She's right here.
Don't continuously get with people who continuously cheat on you. Cough, cough, Radish.
She had some bad experiences with Radish. Those were the words that she decided to say. Nothing about how, like, I won the poly war or some shit or anything like that. No, fucking Radish was a cheater. Not fair. But, like, nobody knows who Radish is. All they know is that we hate Radish. Alright, I'm just gonna end this game and hopefully maybe get a win. Nope. Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.